Alright girls, we're going to talk about the form for your letters for the alphabet, okay? A looks like a man with a belt, or like an Indian with a teepee and a door. Like an Indian teepee with a door. You can think of that either way. The belt or the teepee with the door. Lowercase a looks like a ball with a stick to keep it from rolling away. See? Around and down. That's what we do. Alright, B looks like a 3 with a stick in front. We kind of talked about that when we were doing our numbers, didn't we? There we go. It's a 3 with a stick in front. Lowercase b looks like a door with the doorknob on the inside. Whoops. That was very big, wasn't it? There we go. That looks better. Alright, C looks like a pizza or a pie with a piece that's missing. If we were going to make this look like a pizza or a pie, we would just do a circle like that. And then there's our pepperoni and cheese. Oh, except that we're making a C, not a pepperoni pizza. So we just erase that. Mommy's just using my imagination right now, okay? And that's silly. Alright, C, lowercase c, is the same except it's just a little bit smaller. So we say it's a cookie with a bite that's taken out of it, right? Alright, uppercase D looks like a skinny man, ate and ate until he was very fat. Okay? That's pretty funny. Straight line, one big loop. I think B and D are pretty similar, especially the lowercase. But D looks like a door with a doorknob on the outside, not the inside, okay? And you can remember, this says belly. It's a man with a belly in the front. This can be like a diaper in the back, okay? If we were going to give our B and our D a smiley face, the diaper would be in the back, and D it says d, and B says b, belly, diaper, okay? Alright, sometimes that's tricky. I remember struggling with that too when I was a little girl. Alright, letter E. E looks like a little fork on its side, right? Our forks actually have 4 prongs, but this one has 3. So we're pretending that it's a fork. Lowercase e almost is like a little circle. Open the gate to get inside. So they're pretending that this is the gate and this is the pen. Like that. Alright, F. Uppercase F looks like a flagpole with a big flag and a little flag. So they're pretending this is a big flag and this is a little flag. Except Mommy did it a little bit too big. Alright, lowercase f looks like a candy cane with a belt on it. Isn't that so silly? Who puts clothes on their candy canes? Alright, G is almost a big circle. Open the gate to get inside. Open the gate. If it were a closed gate, it would look like this, and all the tiny horses can't get out. But we're going to open the gate so that they can run free. Kind of like Spirit, huh? Open the gate, Mr. G. Alright, lowercase g looks like a fishing bobber. And then down below the water is the hook, right? Here's your fishing bobber. Have you ever went fishing? And then down there is your hook. H looks like a goalpost in a football game. Mommy used to love playing football when I was growing up. Looks like a goalpost. Here's a little football that's flying through the air. That's silly. Okay, lowercase h looks like a chair with a soft back and a soft seat. Mommy has chairs like that. If it were going to be a chair with a hard seat, it would look like that, right? but it's actually kind of soft. Has a cushion on it. Okay, next is I. I looks like a tall man with a hat and shoes. Tall man with a hat and shoes, right? Lowercase I looks like a little candle. We're pretending that the little dot is the flame. J is next, and it looks like a big fish hook. Daddy has some big fish hooks, and he has some small fish hooks. And when you cross your J at the top, you can pretend that that's the water line. Except don't make it squiggly like that. That wouldn't look very much like a J to Mommy, and I would probably make you redo it. Alright, lowercase j is fishing in the basement. Oh man, it's a really deep one. Fishing in the basement. Except for Mommy dotted that J before I did the line. I want you to do the line first. Alright, K is next. K looks like a flagpole with a big V turned to the side. So here's our flagpole. And then we've got a funny looking V on it. Here's our flagpole and a V. A backwards V, or a sideways V. Little lowercase k looks like a flagpole with a little V turned on it. It's not a perfect V, because if you notice, if you were to block out the flagpole, it looks like this is actually a little bit shorter than this one. Alright, L. L looks like a hockey stick. Have you ever played hockey? Mommy used to play that when we lived in California, and street hockey is what we called it. And rollerblading, that was so much fun and a lot of good exercise. L, lowercase l is very easy. It's just like a 1, just like a flagpole. Alright, M looks like 2 mountain peaks with a valley in between them. So we're pretending these are mountains, and in between is the valley. Lowercase m looks like a little camel with 2 little humps. Little camel with 2 little humps on the back. Alright? Next is N. Can you see N up here? It looks like 2 flagpoles with a slide in between them. Oh my goodness. Can you imagine if we put a slide on our flagpole? I'm not sure how Daddy would care for that. N looks like a little camel with 1 hump. So N and M in the lowercase are very similar. O looks like a very round pizza or a merry-go-round. Who would want to eat a pizza like this? I think I want some pizza because it's about lunchtime. This looks like a very round cookie. The lowercase o does. Alright, P. P. Looks like a man with a backpack. Can you see it? Looks like a man with a backpack. This looks like a little boy with a backpack. Lowercase p. Now P and Q are very similar in the lowercase. Let's see, we're going to do Q. Q looks like a pumpkin pie with a knife that's cutting into it. Here's the knife. Pumpkin pie sounds good. I actually have some pumpkin with me right now that I could probably make a pie with if I wanted. Lowercase q has a stick with a little U side because he needs to hold U's hand. Did you know that I think with every word that has a Q, there's a U that follows it? Not when we're doing the alphabet, but when we're doing the sounds and with spelling. Q. Quiet. Okay. R. R. R looks like a straight stick with a hump and a slide. Here's the hump, here's the slide. Here's the hump, here's the slide. Okay, lowercase r looks like a big faucet. Ooh, and here's the water dripping down. Here's a faucet. Alright, uppercase S looks like a big snake. Ooh, I want you to practice your letters like this, okay? The lowercase s looks like a little worm or maybe a baby snake. T, uppercase T looks like a tall man with a hat and no shoes, just like the I, except it has no shoes. Lowercase t looks like a little man with a bow tie. This man is short and he has a little bow tie. Alright, U is next. U says or ooh. Smile big or walk one way. Turn around and walk back. Smile big or walk one way and turn around and walk back. Like that. Sometimes people put a little tail on it. Lowercase u looks like a cup with a handle. There we go. All right. V is next. V. Violin. Skateboard down one side. All right, next is the V. We're going to talk about V. This small ramp is for skateboarders. Little small ramp, big small ramp, and don't make it too small. Okay, for the uppercase V, we say the skateboard down one side and up the other, but it can't be too steep or the skateboarder will fall off. Okay, W is kind of fun. A double ramp for really brave skateboarders. It's a double ramp. There we go. And then a lowercase. This is for a small double ramp. I think I would start on the smaller one if I were a skateboarder because I don't know how well I could do that. You can fall off a lot whenever you start skateboarding. X looks like a railroad crossing sign. Next time we're going next to a train and we cross the railroad sign, look for the X. A smaller railroad crossing is what the lowercase x reminds us of. We're almost done, only 2 more left. Y looks like a little V upstairs with a stick to hold him up. It looks like a V with a stick to hold him up. Okay? Lowercase y, take one short slide to the right, then a long slide to the left. So short, long. I did that backwards, didn't I? Z, walk on the ceiling. Oh my, you're going to walk on the ceiling. Slide down to the floor. Walk on the floor. Walk on the ceiling, slide, and walk on the floor. And the lowercase z looks just like his daddy, only smaller. Isn't that handy when they're exactly the same? Okay, I hope you girls can practice your numbers and your letters, and I hope that you remember all the neat ways that we can remember, silly ways to remember to write our alphabet with good form.